quick look at our agenda today and the list of topics that we will be covering. Up first is understanding how group selling works. Next are common challenges that are associated with group selling. Then Nancy will discuss how end users can benefit directly from group selling. And afterwards, we will discuss select use cases, growth opportunities, and then lastly, we will end our session with a quick demo so you can gain a clearer picture of how group selling functions with UniformMarket. And with that, it is my distinct honor to introduce and turn the presentation over to our speaker, Nancy. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Ken. Thanks so much for the wonderful introduction. Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day today to meet with us, learn a little bit more about group selling and what that means for you and for your customers. We'll talk about how our customers use the group selling platforms to help increase their sales within their current customer base, as well as future customers that they are targeting. So what is group selling? Group selling is a solution that a retailer, a distributor, or a manufacturer could use. I think over the last 2 years, and we've heard this over and over again, COVID has shown us all one thing when it comes to selling products to our clients and our future customer base. We have to have an e-commerce solution. It is the new norm now. So how our clients are going out and presenting solutions to their customers is using a group solution. So a retailer, an area retailer may be using a group solution to target their area businesses, their schools, their restaurants, small clinics, doctor's offices, things like that, team sports, possibly. Kind of creating those permanent or even pop-up solutions based on their client needs. You know, a distributors are kind of in between the retailer and manufacturer. They will actually sell to all size accounts, from a smaller business to a mid-range or kind of a large mid-range account. Creating solutions to control the uniform products or, you know, any type of product based on what it is that you're selling, into multi-location types accounts, kind of the national food chains that do buying on a regional business, property management companies, for example, kind of some larger medical chains, some of the smaller hospitals. And the manufacturers, we're finding, are getting in on this concept now. Because it used to be manufacturers sold to the distributors sold out to their groups. Well, now manufacturers are looking at targeting specific customers that they can sell directly into as well. Instead of just being the supplier of the good to a distributor retailer, they now want to be a supplier to an end user. So they might be selling to large police agencies, large national hospital groups, large factories and plants, where again, the concept is controlling what it is the shopper is allowed to buy. So understanding group selling. What it is just creating a solution for an end user, understanding what it is your customer needs. What are they buying? All the different types of products. So in the uniform space, group selling creates the ability to control branding for an end user, product colors for end users, embellishments, product selections, contracted pricing, even payment options. So it's kind of creating that store within a store where you're building out an area of select products. So a shopper cannot buy the wrong item. They can't buy the wrong item based on even their work. In a dental office, a hygienist wears one color, a doctor wears another color, perhaps an admin wears another color. It's all about that control that you're giving your customer and their employee. So let's talk about common challenges. all have challenges selling to our customers, and we have challenges selling to those clients that we're trying to build a relationship with. So let's just talk about some of the basics. How are you currently taking orders from these accounts, what we'll call a group account, that buy from you every day, week, month, year? You are their sole supplier of products, but how are you managing that? In a day of technology, we still have people phoning orders in, emailing orders in, and yes, faxing orders in. People do still have fax machines. So how are you juggling that and managing that and taking those orders and processing them through? It's very cumbersome. How are you managing the pricing across all these different accounts that you sell into? That if we look in the uniform industry, many of those different accounts are all buying the same products, but you're selling it to them at multiple price points, with logos, without logos, based on quantities that they purchase from you. So how do you manage that? On your current e-commerce solution, do you even have the ability to offer a group selling solution to help calm the challenges and solve them? But I think, when we look at, in particular, items 1 and 2, sorry, my microphone went off. What is the cost for you to manage all that? Taking all the multiple spreadsheets, putting them into one, handling all the orders that are coming in, and then data entry into another system, and the errors that happen when you're re-entering. You've got a team of people that handle these orders. Multiple people handle the same order in some fashion. What is the hourly rate that's costing you when those team members could be doing something else far more beneficial to your bottom line? Other challenges with group selling: how do you currently forecast your sales when everything is coming in from maybe 3 different ways? Could be 4. Sales rep is out talking to a customer and he writes up an order. But how do you forecast what they bought last year when orders come in so many different formats? Are you able to create reports based on all that on the fly in an easy time frame? Can you handle kits and bundles? Kits and bundles are very important in the uniform space, whether it's a new hire class or what we see in public safety all the time. There will be a kit of products that every officer has to have. It's an overall price with all these multiple style numbers and SKUs involved. How do you handle that now? And again, when we go back to what is your current e-commerce solution, do you have the ability to overcome any of these challenges to provide a better buying solution and, most importantly, buying experience to your customer and their employees? How do we take the hassle out of this process away from the customer? How do we take the hassle away from your internal team and processing orders through your system efficiently and effectively? So let's talk about technology. I think we can answer a lot of just those right now. So when we talk about technology, what are you doing with your e-commerce platform? Now, most people have an e-commerce solution of some sort, but there are still retailers and distributors out there that don't traditionally sell through an e-commerce system. But in this day and age, and going after these types of accounts and creating the partnerships with these types of accounts, group selling with the store within a store concept is a great way to deepen that partnership. So a store within a store, it is a collective view of products. And we kind of talked about the customization. So when we're building out a group store, whether it's for a hospital, a police department, a facility of some sort, we're creating a collection of items, and those items will then have their own rules to them. So what are the logo options that need to be at the product level? Every single item within a group store can have whatever logo, embellishment, personalization needs that need to be there. But that store within a store, it's a website within a website. It's username, password protected. So your employees, whether they're a purchasing manager or an individual employee, is logging in and seeing their controlled view, their contracted price, the set personalization options. So they can't change them. They can't make any, mistakes there. We're controlling the color. We're controlling payment. You're going to have purchasing managers that buy with a PO, or you might want to call it net 30. Then you're going to have employees who most likely are just buying with a credit card. So how we control that view at the shopper level, from products to purchase. The other nice thing with a store within a store concept, when it all resides within one e-commerce solution, like our UniformMarket Retailer Pro solution, there is one administrative portal area for you to manage all of this. So we have customers who might have, 2 or 3 company group buying areas set up. Others who might have 100, 150. But to have that ease of control be in one portal makes the process so much smoother for your team, for the distributor, the retailer's team, to manage the groups, the sales, and the process. So let's talk about how the group works. On an e-commerce platform, and this is just an example of ours, our Retailer Pro, we're bringing products into the platform. All those various catalogs and vendors that you're buying from, whether it's one catalog or 40, and we're bringing it into the retailer's e-commerce storefront. In the e-commerce storefront, now everything's mobile responsive, so it makes it easier for the employees, the purchasing managers, to buy the products because they're buying on cell phones, on tablets, on laptops. Nobody's really sitting down at a desktop computer anymore like we used to in the old days. So it's pulling the catalogs into the e-commerce retailer store, giving ease of view of products and shopping to the shopper. And within these preferred groups, we might have various types of shoppers. So restaurants and fire departments, that's typically a purchasing manager buying uniforms, a quartermaster for a fire department buying uniforms. So they're buying for the whole team. For a hospital, maybe they're buying stock for a stock room. Then we have, smaller clinics, other healthcare facilities where, yes, we have a purchasing manager, but then we also have the employee that is going in and buying their own uniforms. It's their responsibility. And then we'll have accounts like security agencies and others where they have different locations all across the US, and based on weather and the type of climate they're in, they may have different types of uniform needs. So they're going to have regional buyers, they're going to have purchasing managers, and they're going to have employees. Again, the goal is to give within your e-commerce platform the ability to provide that private buying experience that is just very easy, simple for the users to access, to order their products, and as well for you as to manage. So we pulled up some customer examples. You know, the names have been changed, but kind of give you some ideas of how this works. For bulk ordering, you know, the problem could be you have multiple buyers throughout different facilities. They all order the same products, but they order at different times. They all have their own purchase orders. So the solution is we create the group. They can all see the same products, order whenever they're ready, or we can create different categories based on locations. And that way each location sees just their embellishment rules if they're different from location to location. Takes all the guesswork out of it for the shoppers. St. Mary's, when we look at a hospital or large clinics, traditionally, each department is a different, is a different color scheme. Peds are pink, surgery is green, orthopedics might be blue, and we need to make sure that those colors fall within each department. Right now, if you were to go into most hospitals, if you see someone on a floor that is in a different color than the traditional team on that floor, it's kind of a red flag because everybody on that floor should be in pink. The solution is that allows the employees to order the right color uniform, the right products, the right brands. For medical, there are so many scrub options out there, so many brands. And within each brand, say Barco, you have Barco 1, Grey's Anatomy. Each sub-brand is a different fabrication, which means the colors are going to be different. So we control all of that because a navy in one sub-brand is not going to match the navy in another sub-brand simply based on fabrication. So it's giving that employee the proper information to be in that proper uniform code. Someone like King Cars, and we were talking on this from the poll, how to control embroidery and personalization. So they may all wear the same shirt, the same jacket, but they're going to have different personalization needs. Who gets to have a name put on that shirt? Who doesn't? Who gets to have a job title put on there? Who doesn't? So by controlling this within the preferred group, again, it simplifies it for the employee. They know exactly what they're supposed to order and what they get to choose as a personalization, even down to thread color if you want to, and print type, your italics. So it's a successful way of simplifying the process for everybody. Most importantly, your customer. But it simplifies the process on your end because as you're embroidering goods, as you're picking orders, and you're putting personalization on items, you're matching it to how you set it up in the system for the employee, the purchasing manager to buy, so there is no mistakes, which then in turn is also going to cut back on returns. So opportunities for growth. How can we take the group concept out to the marketplace and help increase our sales via our current client base, which is always our strongest point of contact to start with, as well as the customers that we're talking to down the street where we're trying to get their business. So when we talk about building groups, I know on our platform, you can build them out on the fly. This isn't anything that takes a long time. You could build a group shopping area out in 5 minutes if they just have a couple products. Maybe it takes an hour, but it's not something that takes days or weeks. This is something you should be able to set up, sit down, these are the products we need to load, these are the rules, we're going to set everything up, and have your customer using this buying area the next day. When we talk about employees in this group buying area, the store within a store. Many of our customers might preload the employees. And when we do so, the system sends an email out with their login information. So there's absolutely nothing for the employee to do. Here's the link, here's the website, they can start ordering. Others might set up a code so the employees can self-register. Companies with high turnover, they tend to prefer doing the self-registration. Scalability. If I look at the types of customers we have that use groups, they're either building out a group buying area for a customer that this is a long-term customer. They're going to be with us. We're going to build it out and they're set. Others who deal with team sports and schools and nursing schools, they may look at it as pop-up store needs. They build the group. It's open for just that enrollment period for the schools. And then when the buying time is over for that uniforms, then they can shut it down. Scalability is also starting with a small amount of products. Maybe you have a restaurant down the street. They're a franchise, but they're going to start you with just one location to see how it goes. You build out the products, you load the employees in, but then as the customer is enjoying the experience and they're using it more and more, now they're saying, okay, you're doing a great job. Now let's bring on some other locations. So it's also the ability to grow the current customer within their needs. Controlling cost. So we've talked about this already as far as labor. If we get rid of the manual order entry, the data entry portion of this, you're controlling your costs. By creating groups, designer, you do not need a web developer. The tools are built into the software. If you are on the Retailer Pro platform that we offer, everything is there for you to use. There's nothing else to create to build out these group areas. But you're really giving your customer that red carpet experience. Doesn't matter how big the customer is. They could be a smaller customer. It could be a large customer. You're letting them know you are important to us. This partnership is important to us, and we are providing this to you at no cost. The goal is to maintain our client base while we are also developing new customers. So how can we provide an experience so that they don't look at any other suppliers, because you're really locking them into what you're providing them. And that kind of leads into the customer retention. Uniforms particularly, this is one of the most competitive markets around. Many customers, distributors and retailers are all selling the same products within the same area. So you have to be able to take it one step further, because I can sell a red cap pant, company B can sell a red cap pant. We're probably selling at the same price, give or take 25 cents. But how do I make the customer see the potential and investment in my business as the one that they want to partner with? How do we deepen that partnership? And it is an ongoing daily thing that we have to do as far as maintaining our client base, providing them with new solutions, new technology, new products. And this is just a great way to do it. Improved overall efficiency. We talked about eliminating the human error on your side with processing of orders. It's also eliminating human error on the employee or purchasing manager. Because as they're busy filling out spreadsheets and typing up spreadsheets and possibly typing up an incorrect style number, by creating this buying area for groups, we're making it so they can't make that type of an error. Because when that happens, there's always a return involved. And if they did type in the wrong style number and it needed a logo. Now we have the argument of, okay, who covers the loss of that good because the wrong style number was typed in on an order form? So huge efficiency for the employees, huge efficiency for your buying managers. And I think most importantly, and this is a huge question with our customers, is providing reporting to the end users. When we're not taking all these orders into one system, then you're pulling reports off of multiple systems in your back end. You may be creating these reports, creating Excel spreadsheets. On systems like ours, you have the ability to just create the report by group, by date. You can run reports on products by that group. How much have they purchased? Sales orders, sales line orders, what has shipped, what hasn't shipped. All of this can now be given to the customer, and it takes about a second to request for an order report. So these are other things that will also help with the overall efficiency for the retailers and distributors in managing these types of accounts.